Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celebs Source, your source for celeb news. Now today we got Claudia Jordan with Meek Mill's behavior on a date. Lil Yachty with the message for the junior paparazzi. We got Tory Lanez and his potential going to prison. Young Thug in grave danger. Young Buck with a message for Fifth, and Bobby Shmurda making the videos, man. Well, you know how we get down, so you might as well go on and hit that sub button. Now, there's so many comments that we wanted to address, man, but you know, we be here all day. You see what I'm saying? Shots fired came through, and he made a very interesting point, right? My man said that what Meek Mill did to Tekashi was actually relatively brilliant, because 6ix9ine likes to argue with folks, right? And if you argue with him, then you're doing what he likes, right? And is making him more relevant, etc., etc. He says I'm trying to, condense what he said, but he said what Meek Mill essentially did was he hit 6ix9ine in the pockets by having his video taken down temporarily, might I add, because Blizzum Style and who was the other person? Michael Rustenberg III. Both of them said, nah, man, we went and we saw Zaza wasn't down, it was up. It's up now because they removed the Meek Mill part. There was a part in the video where it freeze framed to Meek Mill's face. Okay, now Shots Fired was essentially saying, by hitting Tekashi with the lawyers and all that other stuff, that hits him in another direction. We know that Tekashi's main power is making this money off of these antics. So if you hit him in the pockets and he can't make the money, then that's going to limit the amount of antics that he's doing. I mean, hopefully I verbalized what Shots Fired was saying, man. I tried my best, okay? I did my best, all right? Now, Frank Rivera came through and said, yeah, let's glorify more criminals. What a role model. And Mecca said, shut your weak ass up, fork boy. Fork, he said fork, like forks and knives. Whatever, man. Hey, yo, thank y'all for coming through in the comment section, man. One of the highlights of my day is seeing what y'all got to say on all of these topics. Now, first on deck, let me ask you a question, right? And I'm not asking about your relationship per se. I'm saying with people that you know, right? Who is most likely to be the embarrassing party in a restaurant? Don't look at her, bro. Just roll with it, okay? You like, this man celeb about to get me cuffed up around here. Look, you knew she was watching you before I finished the sentence, man. Now, apparently, according to Claudia Jordan from Housewives of, right, Meek Mill is the one in a couple that will have you trying to bury your head in the sand. She stated, quote, "It was a Jamaican restaurant." She started it like it was a dark and stormy night. "It was a Jamaican restaurant in the village, and him and Nikki were there. She was super friendly to me." That's nice to hear. "I had just gotten off Housewives. She said hi and everything, and Meek got upset about someone trying to take a picture of them in the restaurant." Okay. I feel like you're like, oh, here we go. Look, shut up, okay? I feel like I completely understand not liking people to put a damn camera in my face. You see what I'm saying? Like, I knew someone that tried to illegally drop trash somewhere, right? And a resident at the complex started to record him, right? And he didn't love that. Now, anyway, she continued and said, quote, "He made a scene, and I remember feeling bad for Nikki." Close quote. Jordan said she remembered Nikki trying to calm Meek Mill down, but Meek wouldn't stop going at the photographer. Talk about get that camera out of my face. She said, quote, "I think that Meek maybe has emotional reactions to things. I think he's kind of impulsive. He says things and maybe thinks about it later." Close quote. Lady, doesn't everybody do that? Like, why are they trying to cook this man this month? You see what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you the bird, and that's right, sometimes you the statue. Lil Yachty has a message for those of y'all that tend to get all starstruck, seeing that we're talking about it. When y'all meet him in person, walk away, then run back with a camera phone in your hand. You see what I'm saying? First off, that's kind of awkward. And F around and do it to the baby. And my man said it in the beatbox joint. He gonna have you die on Instagram live. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, look, I've been to places where if you pull a phone, just a mere act of pulling out a camera could get you cuffed up. You see what I'm saying? Lil Yachty has a rather informative message on the cell phone pullout. Yo, take a listen.
Okay, see, this is what kills me, right? So say to get your car tinted, you would have to go in court and explain why it should be tinted. this would be a perfect enough reason for me to get my windows tinted. Like, if I had to go to court and have evidence of why. Because, like, as a celebrity, let me tell you why. Because these people, when they went on the side of me, I saw them already, I spoke to them already. So it's like, I see you right here and I speak to you and you go past and you record, it's like, you want me to keep being like, how many times do y'all say hey? Do you say hey to your friends 2-3 times after you just met? You say hey, and that's it. You don't keep doing it.
Exactly. Look, I feel like I completely grasped what he was saying. I almost felt like he was talking to his friend. Like I felt like I was his friend. Which, if that were the case, I'd be like, bro, what the cuffs up with them nails, man? You see what I'm saying? Like, what kind of issue on? Like, that's what I would say if I was a friend. But you know me. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know him like that, so I'm gonna keep that to myself. Okay, now don't get at me, right? I'm just telling you something, okay? Don't put me on the grill. Yo, this is relatively important. Like, imagine if the feds had a message for a rapper, right? You'd be interested, even if his name was John Davis or something like that. You'd be like, well, what did John Davis have to say to a rapper? DJ Vlad. Oh, come on. Don't look at me like that. DJ Vlad was speaking with China Mac, right? And he made a very curious statement concerning Tory Lanez. Or should I just move on to the next story? Exactly. DJ Vlad has stated that he's done some digging, and after conducting his own investigation, an interesting word he used there, he said, quote, "I'd be very surprised if Tory doesn't go to jail for this." Close quote. You know, I'm surprised he hasn't interviewed Tekashi 6ix9ine. Someone in the back is like, that's because they're on the same team. Yeah, well, don't do that, okay? I mean, look, we don't have any evidence. Well, any hard and explicit evidence that either of them, well, at least one of them, is the feds. You do know that if we say it too much, right? Even if it's explicitly proven that they're not the feds, psychologically, you won't be able to let go of the idea that they are. It's called cognitive dissonance, man. Because you would then have to adjust the attitude you have to either of them as people that are definitely not working with the feds. Someone in the back is like, you lost me. Look, don't worry about it, okay? Can someone do me a favor? If you can get a hold of Young Thug, we need this man's security to be tighter than the Secret Service security. You're like, wow, what happened? This man put El Chapo's wife as his profile pic. Do you know what a man will do for his wife? And sometimes it's not only the love of the wife, but you have to couple it with the disrespect towards him. Even if there is no disrespect, ninjas have very little tolerance for that kind of thing. Now, Shorty was arrested, right? For conspiracy to unlawfully import and distribute illegal drugs. You're like, what? Get out of here. You're for real, okay? Now, why one would take her picture and use it as their profile pic after hearing about that is beyond me. I mean, I get it if you're 15 years old, right? But bruh, come on. Now, he ain't just have her pic there, right? But under the pic, he added the word sex. You know, like gender, right? Like gender, yeah? He must be asking everyone that shows up in the comments to state their gender. I wouldn't imagine him to be referring to anything else. Now, folks on Twitter are expressing concern for Thugger, considering that El Chapo has broken out of jail more times than Tupac has been in. Conor Gallagher came through on Twitter talking about the mugshot of El Chapo's wife came out and she definitely is gorgeous. Facts. But, bro, Young Thug made it his profile pic on IG. I'ma be so sad if Thugger gets clipped. Close quote. Now, the man is serving a life sentence, that is El Chapo, serving a life sentence at ADX Florence Supermax prison for being a ruthless drug kingpin, which means the man has hundreds, if not thousands, of bodies that could be traced directly to him. Makes me think of what Chappelle said to Obama when he announced he was going to be president of the United States. And Chappelle's advice to him was, stay low and run in a zigzag pattern. Now, this one came out of left field, right? I mean, I ain't even see it coming. Young Buck has sent out a message to 50 Cent, but he did it in a way that I feel like I could respect. He didn't jump on social media talking all greasy like he's 17 years old. My man took his musical talent and went to the mic to express to 50 that he does not appreciate being ducked and dodged. He's like, yo, you sabotaged me. You left me out to dry, and in a large way, I did it to myself. I was like, what? He owned up to it? Respect. He addressed the situation more like an adult than we've been seeing in these last few weeks with other artists and stuff like that. It was weird, okay? Now, I don't know if I could play the song, but the man is preparing to release his new project called Back in My Bull-ish, which is said to drop, I believe it's today, actually. And the first single is said to address 50 and is called Ashtray. So be sure to check that joint out. You know how it goes, man. Look, we look at this joint like, oh, it's rap music. It's just music. These guys are like, yo, this is work. Like, this is their job. You see what I'm saying? Young Buck has just showed up back to work, and as far as you know, he ain't had no other jobs. You see what I'm saying? And finally, this week, the last week of Black History Month, we welcomed home Bobby Shmurda, who did 6 years in the pen and did not rat on anybody. Now, my man was being interviewed by GQ magazine, right? When he stated, quote, "It was 2016, I was in the box. A six-year-old girl wrote to me. She said I was her favorite rapper. That just let me know the kids are watching me and I have to be a role model." Close quote. Powerful stuff, man. You never know whose eyes is looking in your direction. You see what I'm saying? That's why we try to be careful over here at Celebs Source, because we're almost certain that Jay-Z is scrolling through the comment section with one tear in his eye. Now, Schmurda also mentioned he wasn't really sweating the whole rap thing when he said, quote, "I didn't really care too much for it until I went to jail and I seen how the fans were loyal." Close quote, man. Loyalty is real, man. I be feeling the same thing when I scroll through the comments. Look, he said, "I can't name a week that I didn't see at least 10 pieces of fan mail throughout the whole bid." Close quote. Yo, oftentimes, right, what seems like a small act can go a long way, man. That's why right now, I'm looking at yo comment. Yeah, I mean, my joint must have defaulted to 3G, man. You just gotta give it a second. Now, did you know that Bobby Schmurda is becoming a sex symbol? It's perfect for me. You're like, wait, you look like Bobby Schmurda? Don't we all? You look, your man showed a thirst trap photo on Instagram in a high-rise in Manhattan, no shirt, and the man added a post that said, quote, "Him woke up like this. Chocolate City ninja, go get a tan." Close quote. That's right, Money Grit. Keep us on the map, man. You know, if he ran past the door to your bedroom, right? And I ran past the door to your bedroom, and Boosie ran past the door to your bedroom, you wouldn't know which was which. You could also add Drake running past your bedroom door, carrying Future on his back. If you saw any 5 of us, you'd be like, they all look the same. You see what I'm saying? Now, I ain't never been locked up, right? Except for that triple homicide, but, you know, I sang my way out. Not snitched. Now, the thing we must all remember about when folks come out of prison is that everything, in a sense, is new. It's like they came out of a time machine or something like that. Like, you'd have to explain to them, if they was away for 6 years, that we had Donald Trump in office as a president that won by the woo-ha, then he won. I mean, things are different. It's like they're new. Here we have Bobby Shmurda, right, and Rowdy Rebel figuring out how to IG live together. Yo, take a look.
Long Island, son. I'm in Long Island as a dentist.
What you getting done?
My jibs. Yo, Fetty, how you turn the camera?
How you turn the camera, Fetty?
It's reverse. What reverse it?
It's not there, my boy.
You need to me. I'm talking about, brother. Oh, I'm nice for you. Hold on, brother.
Pina colada, right?
I don't know, son, but that shit blow my eyes, cuz.
It's not even giving him the option to do it.
It's not even giving you the option.
You're ready.
Yeah.
You about to leave the car. We gotta leave the car before you back like 20, 30 minutes, right? Right? I love you, bro.
Pina colada song. Good job. Yo, look.
Oh,
My
it's
phone.
right here. It's right. Oh, now you could do it. Now you gotta call him back. Press it. Call him back though.
Guys tend to go left on live, man. You see what I'm saying? Locations are leaked on live. Cats get caught out there on live because they was on live. Please, Schmurda, we want to see you up, my dude. You see what I'm saying? Careful with the live, all right? And yo, let us know what you think. Who in your relationship is the embarrassment. Wait, that was a bad way to word it, because I know other ladies they pointing it already. You see what I'm saying? And now it's gonna be an argument. I'm saying, like, who's more likely to, to wild out in a restaurant? Okay, I mean, if you see a celebrity, I mean, honestly, like, do you now have to really pull back the idea of, man, they don't really want their pictures taken like that? The baby say he's gonna pop you if you do it, right? And I mean, look, this man, he's like, why do we know that there's multiple people this man popped? I done seen the man laid out in the Walmart. It's horrible. You see what I'm saying? And if you've ever been locked up, right? Like, what was mind changing? Like, what blew your mind when you came out the pen? You see what I'm saying? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on that. Yo, let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Celebs Source, your source for celeb news.